From PNC Park in Pittsburgh, it's a weekend series. The Pirates and the Miami Marlins, first of three. Second to last homestand of the 2018 season. Pirates coming off a sweep of the Cincinnati Reds earlier in the week. They look to keep this going. They're now 2 games under 500. They need 13 wins to finish the season above 500. Little goal for this ball club, and certainly a goal for Chris Archer, who goes tonight, Steve, is to try and piggyback what he did his last time out. Easily his best start. It was his 6th start as a Pirate in Atlanta on Saturday. He pitched 6 strong innings, 5 innings of no-hit baseball.
Yeah, tonight is all about Chris Archer. Yeah, you want him to build on that. And I think what we saw last Saturday against the Braves was the fact that he was changing speeds. He was using some off-speed stuff, the curveball and the changeup along with the power. Make no mistake, he is a power guy, but you're starting to see him pitch a little bit more than throw. So after 6 starts, you saw what the Pirates have been waiting for him to show, and he showed it very, very well. And you just hope that he can build on it, because you want him right in the middle of that mix for the rotation in 2019.
He will be making his 7th start as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. The first of 3 against the Marlins of Miami. Buccos and the Fish are coming your way next on a Friday Night Rocks. Friday Night Rocks on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Iron City Beer. Pittsburgh is built with iron. Friday Night Lights.
It all happens on Friday, and let's hope it happens for Chris Archer.
So there aren't many pitchers in Major League Baseball making their starts that would actually go over to the railing and greet fans. That's Chris Archer, though. Kevin Kramer making his first big league start tonight.
What a great night for him.
Adam Frazier, meanwhile, will not start tonight, but figures to get the bulk of the work at second base the rest of the season. Kramer is in there. Give him a look as the Pirates try to look for pieces for 2019, and as we said, need to win 13 of their last 22 games to finish above 500. Meanwhile, Don Mattingly's club, the Marlins, they are into their 9th consecutive losing season. It is the longest stretch of any team in Major League Baseball. Don Mattingly in his 3rd year with the Marlins. After 5 for the Dodgers, and at 7:06, Chris Archer will take the hill.
Oh, and he is ready to go. Looked like he got shot out of that dugout.
How about that? Little LeBron James. That was pretty cool.
He got all the moves, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Very affable. Pittsburgh already getting to know Chris Archer. He was at a function you and I attended last night, a benefit on the north side. Chris Archer making his 24th appearance. His 7th start as a Pirate, and by far his best was Saturday in Atlanta. He no-hit the Braves for the first 5 innings.
It's great to see what he is capable of. Out of his 6 starts, his 2 best were against the Atlanta Braves. Total of 10 innings, just 2 runs. I just hope he can build on last Saturday night, because they're expecting big things from Chris Archer.
Here is the Marlins lineup. Rafael Ortega will lead things off. Then it's Starlin Castro and JT Realmuto. Brian Anderson is going to get some Rookie of the Year votes. He hits cleanup. Miguel Rojas is the shortstop with Lewis Brinson in center. Peter O'Brien is the first baseman. Magneuris Sierra is in right field. Dan Straley is on the mound. So not a lot of household names. The Marlins started cleaning house and starting from scratch when Derek Jeter and Bruce Sherman took over. The new regime in a rebuild mode, so no Giancarlo Stanton, D. Gordon, Marcell Ozuna all dealt, and even this summer others were traded. That's Kevin Kramer, our Honda defense. He is making his first career big league start. Jordy Mercer back in at shortstop. The corners, Colin Moran, Josh Bell. Corey Dickerson, Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco, and Francisco Cervelli behind the plate. Kevin Kramer, a 24-year-old from Turlock, California, 2nd-round pick 3 years ago out of UCLA.
But always the stabilizer at shortstop. When these new guys come in, there's a lot of movement in and around. Jordy Mercer, he kind of holds the glue together on that side of the infield, and maybe the whole entire infield is. He is out there again tonight.
He's got old Reliable back, his glove that broke during the game the other day.
Maz would love hearing that. The old glove that Maz used to wear, but old, steady, reliable foundation, Jordy Mercer. Chris Archer getting ready.
Doesn't miss by much to start things. Fastball. Vic Carapazza calling the balls and strikes. Ortega, 27 years old, from Venezuela, was signed as a minor league free agent in December by the Marlins.
A couple of fastballs upstairs, and there is Vic Carapazza. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, at first. Go around the infield. Go to Ortiz at second. Greg Gibson at third base.
And 1-2 now on Ortega. Chris Archer making his 4th career start against the Rays. In 20 innings, he's given up 4 runs.
First 3 deliveries way up on top of the strike zone. Let's see if they want to go downstairs or they want to stay up there. And stay up.
Archer went to that stretch. His last start in Atlanta felt good in his bullpen work. And he said, stick it, go back, simplify things. And no surprise, he's making a second straight start going from that stretch position, and the ball pulled into the camera well, 2-2.
Yeah, and that's a complete stretch position, like you got men on first base. Now, Jamison Tyone and some of the other starters, kind of a modified version of this, more in between that and maybe a regular windup. But this is the official stretch position.
And that is an official strikeout, and it'll make it official on the toss to first to complete the K.
5 strikeouts in that 6-inning gem, as you talked about in Atlanta. His control has been good. His first start he walked 4, but it's been very good, and he goes to something other than the fastball, and that's what you love to see, because his fastball is really, really good. It really has great finish to it, and well, the more you set it up with something off speed, a straight change or a curve, the better all the pitches are going to be. And he did that against the Braves.
Starlin Castro hitting .286, but .348 lifetime against Archer. Archer talked about going with Cervelli. I don't think he shook him off at all in Atlanta, and we've heard other starters talking about the importance of that catcher. Joe Musgrove mentioned him the other day. Francisco Cervelli, who's been enjoying a good stretch of good health.
Interesting. The first batter, they almost exclusively went upstairs early in the count and then went down. Now they're working initially downstairs. They're looking fastball and inside part of the plate. Chris Archer's not the biggest guy in the world, but he has got a big arm in terms of the velocity, the speed. But I got a call there as he went away from the fastball. Some of those you get, some of those you don't. He thought should have got it. Another good pitch other than the fastball.
Starlin Castro, 28 years old, came over in a trade with the Marlins. And the strikeout, back-to-back Ks. Ortega and Castro, who was with the Yankees last year, and Archer
got him to chase. Ball out of the strike zone. That will set up with the off-speed pitches preceding.
Pirates got Archer in a deadline deal. Gave up a lot. That's been talked about a lot. JT Realmuto. Much discussion that he would be traded before the deadline.
He and Castro are the recognizable names in this lineup, really. Very highly regarded. Realmuto.
.288 average for the catcher, 20 homers.
Good tight breaking ball, slider, breaking ball, curveball, whatever you want to call it. That was a good one. Let's see the spin. Not a huge break. Good location.
Well, that fastball exploded. It was 96. It looked like 106 to Realmuto. So right now, at the good live fastball, that breaking ball,
He's using the mix early in the game as fellow starters look on.
And not so good there. Pirates traded Tyler Glass now, Austin Meadows, Shane Baz to the Rays to get Archer.
Yes, sir.
Struck him out looking. Chris Archer strikes out the side in order to start the ball game. Game, and now Starling Marte is getting ready to step in. Our RAV4 starting lineup features Marte and then Kevin Kramer. Gregory Polanco will follow. Francisco Cervelli, the cleanup man. Corey Dickerson will hit fifth. Josh Bell back in the lineup, batting sixth and a .364 career average against Straley. Colin Moran, Jordy Mercer hitting eighth, and Chris Archer.
Against Dan Straley, and don't take him for granted. He has had a couple good starts last two times out. 14-game winner 2 years ago for the Cincinnati Reds. So this year 5-6, 4.13 ERA, and he has started 8 times against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 3-3 in his career against the Bucks. Well, you said a 1-2-3 top of the first with some emphasis. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Problem with the bat for Mr. Marte.
The defense in center field, it's Lewis Brinson. McNary Sierra in right. Rafael Ortega is in left. Brian Anderson, Miguel Rojas on the left side. Starlin Castro, Peter O'Brien on the right side. Real Muto catches Straley as Marte shows bunt. Brian Anderson playing back at third. Marte 6 for 15 in his career against Dan Straley.
6'2", 220-pound right-hander out of the Redwoods, California area. Signed with Oakland way back in 2009. Cubs, Houston, San Diego, Cincinnati, Miami.
And he's getting ready for what will be his second major league at bat. Two and two.
Wouldn't it be nice if they had a door for him to barge through? Going up to home plate. There's Kramer.
3-2. Straley coming off a strong last start. 8 innings against the Toronto Blue Jays. And a pop up. O'Brien going to be called off by Castro.
Batting second baseman, number 44, Kevin Kramer.
Kramer's family on hand. Mom, dad, wife, friends in from California. He flied out on Wednesday as a pinch hitter in his first big league at bat. Kramer hit .311 with 15 homers at AAA Indy this season. Drove in 59 runs.
No, Straley has given up 19 home runs. I was looking at his entire career resume. This will be career start number 132. He's given up 120 home runs, so he is vulnerable in that area. 19 so far this year after 22 starts.
And again, Kramer hit 15 at AAA Indy and hits this hard but foul it. Talked to some people who watched Kramer play this year. They said that the ball does something different off that bat. That exit velocity, get into the analytics of it, not necessary when you see
and
what
here.
It does. And here. And he will strike out a bunch. He struck out 127 times in 476 at bats. But he's got the pop. Second round pick out of UCLA, was a College World Series winner with the Bruins in 2013 when he was the starting shortstop at UCLA, or third baseman rather, and Adam Frazier was the starting shortstop for Mississippi State, the team that UCLA beat in the College World Series. 2-2 on Kramer. Mom and dad capturing the moment.
Yeah, special night.
And toward left, going to be a line out to Ortega. Straley gets a pop up and a line out. And you can understand the Kramer family thinking that ball was hit. This might be his first major league hit.
Still a good at bat. Hit a line drive to left field. Solid contact.
Now Polanco. High fly ball to right. Got under it. That ball would have been in the river. That was a very impressive high pop up. Just missed. Absolutely crushing it. 1-2-3 go the Pirates. 0-0.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
And it's a free shirt Friday, 0-0 on to the second. And Roberto Clemente, number 21. T-shirts. Huh.
There you go. A couple nights after Roberto Clemente Day all around baseball. That's pretty nice.
Really cool. Pop up on the first pitch. This will be out of play. Out the bat of Brian Anderson. 25-year-old rookie from Edmond, Oklahoma.
Good first year numbers. Like you said, maybe getting a few votes. Look at the year stuff.
58 RBIs to lead all rookies. Most hits. Colin Moran is second among rookies in the hits department. Brian Anderson has scored more runs than any other first-year player in the National League. He's also hit 30 doubles, which is tops among rookies. And to Polanco.
There's that curveball again. There's an outfit for you.
Being this cute is a full-time job. That is for sure. Not easy being that cute.
And she's good at her job. That's special stuff there. And knows how to play the part.
Yeah.
Fan of the game.
Miguel Rojas. Tap to Bell. 2 outs. Bring up Lewis Brinson. Pirates and Marlins tomorrow afternoon at 1:05, and then Sunday 1:35. It's a Kids Sunday. Youngsters 14 and under get a Starling Marte replica jersey thanks to Chevrolet. And every Sunday includes the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street before the game. After the game, kids can run the bases thanks to Rivendell. A lot of smiles on Sunday. Rivendell will present that event for you. Kids run the bases. Pirates.com/kidsdays for tickets.
He's getting ready for dance camp right there. Get loose, get ready.
Lewis Brinson, one of the top prospects that came over from the Brewers in the Christian Yelich deal this winter. Archer is animated to say the least. We've talked about this before. When you have Archer and Cervelli as a battery, it is highly charged.
Often entertaining. Get a chase? Almost. Every once in a while, Archer will throw that fastball with a little cut on it for a right-hand batter, kind of just a little from inside to outside or the middle to the outside. Cut fastball.
Archer, chosen by the Indians out of Clayton High School in Clayton, North Carolina back in 2006. Traded to the Cubs for Mark DeRosa in the winter of 2008, and then on to the Rays in January of 2011. The Matt Garza trade. Hit well toward right center field. Marte is over, and it's going to short hop the wall.
And without any wind, that ball had a lot of carry to it. I still think that's kind of a go zone out there in right center field. I thought that ball, with the sound of it, didn't sound to me like he got a lot of it, but apparently he did and had a lot of carry. Not much happening with the wind.
Well, Brinson coming in with just a .201 batting average, has a 2-out double. And here's Peter O'Brien. One at bat. Spent the year in the minors with the Dodgers and these Marlins. A former second-round pick of the Yankees 6 years ago out of the University of Miami. Acquired June 1st from the Dodgers for cash considerations. Wow. Gracious call. 1-1. Archer will take it. Against a guy who hit just .216 in the minor leagues this year, but an OPS, the on-base plus slugging number, of .836. 30 homers and 86 ribbies in the minors. Archer fortunate the count is not 3-0. And now it's 3-1.
Tried to muscle that fastball in there, just missed up at the top. A guy like Archer, who is not huge, has to get as much of his body in to help the arm as possible, and you can see that is the way he kind of gets back there and loads up that delivery.
Popped up right side. Bell makes the catch. We go to the bottom half of the second. It's 0-0. National League leaders in OPS at catcher. We talked about that OPS number when Peter O'Brien was at the plate. How about JT Realmuto, 840, that on-base plus slugging number combined, and Francisco Cervelli at 834. So the top two in the OPS department here tonight.
Another ball just missed.
Cervelli flies out on the first pitch here in the bottom of the second. Steve mentioned Straley giving up 19 home runs this year. Left-handed hitters about 50 points better against Straley this year. And he'll have 5 in the lineup, including switch hitter Josh Bell. And of course, Corey Dickerson. Dickerson was 5 for 12 against the Marlins in the series in Miami in mid-April. Pirates took 2 of 3. They lost the first game of that series, then won the next 2, and they at that point were 11-4 through the first 15 games of the year. Bucks got off to such a strong start. Finished the month of April 16-12.
Corey Dickerson was one of the many current Pirates over at the Clemente Museum last night, fundraiser.
And that is inside the third base bag, and that'll be a double for Corey Dickerson.
Breaking ball down and then down into the corner. Kind of those guys kind of slice the ball.
Almost looked
they're
intentional.
kind of inside the ball and just it puts that spin on it.
Henderson well off the line, so able to easily get it past the third baseman. Looks like Bones gave him a brand new batting helmet, Corey Dickerson. That one had been caked with the pine tar all year long. You barely see the P anymore. And I don't know if that's like a fielder's glove like Jordy Mercer, where you had the old reliable.
Remember Craig Biggio?
Yeah.
that was a mess, that helmet. Hall of Fame helmet. Maybe just change the luck, get him going again, Corey. Scuffled a little bit here in the second half.
About 20 games left. Change helmets.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's Josh Bell, who did not play the last 2 games of the series against the Reds, so essentially 3 days off with the team off day yesterday, hoping of the last 22 games they get this guy going. He goes into the offseason feeling a whole lot better about things.
Yeah, that'll be the offense will be the focus in the offseason. What are the Pirates going to do, or what are the Pirates not going to do? You'd like to see more bats, but will it cost you some pitching to get something like that? And how much would that cost be if it happens?
Bell with just 8 homers. Hitless in his last 13 at bats. He's a career .349 hitter against the Marlins over a dozen games. And he has good career numbers against Straley. So maybe this will help him get out of this funk. 2-2, Straley checking with Garapazza that count. The numbers for Bell against Dan Straley.
Well, we have a moment, Greg. I saw it in the paper today. Congratulations to Upper St. Clair High School football coach Jim Render, who had his 400th win last week, or in the last 2 weeks of the 2 wins this year. What a great career. 400 wins. He coached there for a lot of years. I know
a lot of years, huh?
Good buddy Lanny Fratteri. They're really good friends.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've celebrated that.
No doubt.
Well, they should. Congratulations, Jim.
Absolutely. Three and 2 on Bell. Runner at second. Josh Harrison, the other Josh on the club. Playing time reduced drastically now. And a drive hit well to center field, sending Brinson back to the wall. And there it is. Finally ring that bell. His first home run since August the 11th. And that was the last time he drove in a run can't imagine how good that feels.
I was just going to say that they hit a lot of home runs, but not many of them are going to feel better to everybody, including that man, number 55, than that drive to the opposite field to the biggest part of the ballpark. And that is something special right now in that Pirate dugout. Talk about popular people on this ball club, and there's a bunch of them, but Josh Bell's right near the top of that list.
Nobody tries or cares harder than that guy, Josh Bell.
That was impressive.
2-0 Pirates, and not that you need proof, but there it is about the strength of that young man.
We talked about Straley's home run issues. That's number 20 given up.
Colin Moran lines one to center. That ball is taken off on Brinson. Moran is the second out. Here's another look at the Bell dinger and the Bell ringer.
Yeah, right, that's right in the wheelhouse right there, and he did not miss it. To left center field, left-hand batter, you've got to be strong to push that ball that far.
Gregory Polanco loved it. Great to see a teammate react like that too. Shows you what they think of Josh Bell.
You go through a major league season with the same core group of people. They're tight.
And now this ball hit well towards center field, but Jordy Mercer is retired as Lewis Brinson gets back to the track. 2-0 Pirates.
Bucks ahead 2-0 against the Miami Marlins, and Kevin Kramer is also getting his first start as a Major League Baseball player. I'm Robbie, it's Mikowski hanging out here in the stands, and I made my way and found Kevin's parents. This is his mother Maureen, his father Glenn, who came in from Turlock, California. That's in Northern California. So Maureen, how do you just describe the sense of pride that you have watching your son play Major League Baseball?
I'll tell you, there's nothing more rewarding than to see your child live their lifelong dream. It is unbelievable.
You know, Kevin has two older brothers, and his sons, they were telling me just what the competition was like. You grew up kind of in a cul-de-sac area, and he was the youngest of the three boys, and all their friends were older, and he had to play ball against all the bigger kids. How much do you think that helped and motivate him and drive him to this point?
Well, I think it was definitely a huge plus for him, and they said you got to take 50 ground balls if you want to play with us. And if ground ball came up, hit a rock, hit him in the face, he got right back up and started over. And it was definitely one of those things that made him.
And it certainly has paid off as he has now reached the pinnacle as a big leaguer. So Glenn, When you think about those games, when you watch him when he was 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and you watch him through high school and onto UCLA and college, at what point do you think, okay, this kid has what it takes to get here?
Well, he was 12 when he stated, "I have it." And he stated it by saying, "I'm going to win the College World Series, and I'm going to be a professional baseball player." And I said, okay. So all you could do is give him the tools, support him, and watch him fulfill a dream. And it's been an amazing journey, and I tell him that every day.
How about when you were here? There's 12 of you here. Kevin's wife is here. His wife's grandparents. I mean, 12 of you made the trip from California to be here. How do you just describe the feeling standing there on the field of batting practice when you watch him? You watch his older brothers and you see the pride in their eyes. What are these moments like for you?
Well, it is surreal because we had a village that raised Kevin in our hometown. Got a lot of followers, a lot of good friends. And Riley, his wife, is just an amazing woman. She's so focused on keeping everything just where it needs to be. It's a tremendous journey and a hard one, and it's just been completely great.
When you think about this, and he stated when he was 12, he said, "I have it. I'm going to get here." What's the anticipation like when you sit here and you watch him take at bats as a big leaguer, knowing that first hit's coming, the first homer, the first RBI, the first everything is going to become reality?
Well, every level that he's played baseball, I've thanked all the coaches that he's had through Little League, through travel ball, through high school and college, coaches that just developed him. And it's just hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. It's amazing, and with the family being here, just pulling the plug out and going, hey, we got to go to Pittsburgh like right now. It's fantastic, and it's I know. Talking to Kevin last night, he was just, he's numb too. It's the debut is a hard deal, to get through. But very proud, very proud.
All right, Mom, we're going to finish with you here. So when you talk about getting these arrangements together, you're a mom of 3 boys. That's enough in itself a chore. What was it like getting everybody together and getting everybody here? And what's the sense of reward and pride that you have now that you're able to do it?
Well, I tell you, it was very instrumental having his wife, Riley, help coordinate everything, and there's nothing more prideful than having your family. And I know his grandparents, 3 of the 4 grandparents are up there watching. They got a great seat up there, and Grandpa Harry's back at home just cheering us all on, and it's just absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to you and the rest of the family.
Thank you very much.
Glenn, congrats. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Greg and Steve, how about this? The entire Cramley family. There's Riley right here. This is Grayson, his little nephew, one of 5 grandkids in the Kramer family, and everybody's just having a blast. I don't think you're going to wipe the smile off these faces anytime soon. Grayson, say hello. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Say, Greg and Steve, back to you.
Back to you.
Okay, Grayson.
Thank you, Grayson. Meanwhile, a walk to the pitcher, Straley, and a wild pitch.
Yeah, behind the batter. That's holding on a little bit too long. And then Cervelli, of course, is going to make it interesting at second base. I think one of the great things about that visit that Robbie had with the folks was you drop everything and you come to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And that it didn't seem like any hesitation. That's their son. We're going to bring the family because it means that much to everybody to see that.
So make it work.
Stuff. There's Grayson again. There's your next.
Go, Kev.
That's right. That's your next broadcaster right there.
Yes, sir. Now to center for the second out. Ortega lines out to center. So Archer got Sierra, the first batter of this inning, on a bunt. Sierra tried to bunt for a hit, and then he walked Straley on a 3-2 pitch. I guess that should not be newsworthy because Dan Straley has walked more times than any other pitcher in baseball. 8 walks for the pitcher. Wild pitched to second, and now with 2 outs, here's Starlin Castro.
Thought he was going to be with the Cubs forever.
Yeah. Ball a strike to Starlin Castro, who led the league in hits back in 2011 at the age of 21. Youngest Cub ever to go to an All-Star game.
On to the Yankees.
Could never seem to get him to play the game the way they wanted him to. Just for whatever reason, seemed like after that 207 hit season was a bit of a disappointment, maybe.
He's one of those guys that has that kind of leg kick, and you wonder why he doesn't get hit more. He's right on top of the plate, and that first move is in. Everybody trying to sell that half swing, but no sale. And that was the correct call.
For guys that know a little something about hitting. Tim Wallach and Don Mattingly, 3-2 the count. As Archer's pitch count will reach 50 after this next one. Struck out the side in order in the first. And to shallow center, drops for the hit. And the only reason a run has not scored is because the pitcher is running at second base. Starlin Castro's base hit would have produced a run otherwise with 2 outs.
The Pirates get fortunate in a way. There's the base hit, even with 2 outs. Australia is held up at third base. Not actually speeding it up all that much. You'd think at second base, you know, you're a pitcher that's run is important to you. You'd be off to the races. You have a big lead. Make it a little tougher for your third base coach. There he is at third. Let's hope we can leave him there. By the way, you saw Tim Wallach there with Mattingly. I have always thought that he's one of the, maybe in the top 20 professionals I've seen in the game of baseball. Tim Wallach.
Yep.
All the way around. It's Tim in the glasses. Well, they're both in glasses. Over on the left side of your screen.
Total pro.
Yeah, absolutely. When he was a player. Yep.
Little tapper. Archer gets the out. Still 2-0. 1, Pirates and Marlins. And then at 6, Dana Holgerson and his 14th ranked West Virginia Mountaineers play host to the Youngstown State Penguins. Part of Wild and Wonderful Sports. That game kicks off live at 6 tomorrow on AT&T Sportsnet. WVU took care of business Saturday, beat SEC rival Tennessee. Senior QB Will Greer throwing for 5 TDs, 429 yards. A doubleheader action tomorrow right here on AT&T Sportsnet. UPMC scoreboard 2-0. This Archer will lead things off for the Pirates, and Ivan Nova, who went back to the Dominican last week to attend to some personal business, will be back on the mound tomorrow against Wei Yin Chen. Archer 0 for 8 this season. At the plate, 2 hits and 36 career at bats. Tries to bunt for a hit. And he is retired. One up, one down. It'll bring up Starling Marte. Send along a happy birthday wish to Max Basista. Max is going to turn 9 tomorrow. Going to be here for that Pirates-Marlins Game 2 matchup as a birthday present. Starling Marte now popped up in the first.
Think Max could get us a win tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. Speaking of birthdays, happy birthday to you. You got one coming up in November, I
Yes,
understand.
thank you very much. And to you as well. You've got one coming up in April, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Speaking of Max's, how about our old buddy Max McGee, who worked here in the scoreboard room, not only here, but also at Three River Stadium for years. Apparently was at the pit game last week and was seen and was stopping by the truck, saying hello to old friends. So we're glad to hear that Max McGee is getting along just fine these days. And yes, he did. He offered that pitch well out of the zone for the strikeout.
First one for Straley. The unhittable breaking ball. Just couldn't stop in time.
Kevin Kramer, Major League at bat number 3. A 24-year-old from Turlock, California. About 100 miles southeast of San Francisco. Grew up a big Giants fan. Loved going to the game watching Barry Bonds, and a base hit. There it is.
All right.
Kevin Kramer. His first Major League hit is a solid single to right.
Yep, mom, dad, the whole crew. Well, that's another box they can check off. The souvenir baseball. Mom's so proud. Yep. Dad's got the quiet pride, and mom gets emotional.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
That's the way it
sometimes.
should be, huh?
Yep. Sometimes both get emotional.
Polanco hit a ball to the warning track his first time. Kramer stole 13 bases in 18 attempts at AAA Indy. Kevin Newman, part of that Seinfeld infield, probably a little bit better speed. Here's talk about a player just missing a pitch. Well, Polanco came within a centimeter of crushing a ball, maybe into the river his first time.
And he is that strong. You get up close to some of these guys. I mean, Josh Bell is a huge, big man. Polanco is a big, big man. sometimes you don't realize. Remember when you used to go to basketball games? They didn't look that big on TV because they're all big. You get in person and they're huge, huge people.
So true. Here's his first big league hit. The Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Look at those eyes light up.
Oh, the eyes have it. Boy, he is locked, isn't he?
Yeah.
Locked in on that good swing, too.
Family.
Oh, Dad might have missed it. He's catching up.
Yep.
Mom didn't. Mom was on it.
Australia gave up the 2-run homer to Bell last inning.
It's so funny. The dads know about the nuts and bolts and all the struggles and everything, but the mom knows about the boy.
Yes.
That never goes away. That is forever.
Another high pop. And that'll do it. But Kevin Kramer picks up his first major league hit. Great moment for Pirates fans and for the Kevin Kramer family.
Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
So Kevin Kramer has his first major league hit, and the Pirates have a 2-0 lead. Kramer getting his first major league start tonight at second base.
Just got a message from my good friend Ron Hawkins, former neighbor out in Upper St. Clair. Just let us know that Kevin Kramer is the second Turlock native to move to Pittsburgh. Ron Hawkins, a native of Turlock, California. Good to hear from Ron, always.
Imagine he's a big Kevin Kramer fan.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Well, Brian Anderson checking there with Nick Carapazza about something. Doesn't seem thrilled about it. Apparently he called that a swing. I can understand not being happy about that.
Yeah. Got yourself a beef.
Pitch was well, I mean, that was well in front of the plate, wasn't it, in the dirt?
Yeah.
And into center field for the rookie, Brian Anderson.
Best wishes go out to Ron and Joyce Hawkins. Spent a lot of time with him, a lot of good times. Let's check out. Oh, yeah. You're going to hear it from the bench.
Oh. I said, you didn't even check? Carapazza said, I didn't need to check. So Anderson ends up with a base hit to center.
So you got me mad, and I'm going to get a hit now. It takes it out on the Pirates. See how it works?
That's what happens. Now Miguel Rojas has hit into 21 double plays, most in the league. Ten homers, 48 runs batted in for him. He's also the 8th toughest batter to strike out. So he puts the ball in play, oftentimes on the ground. Can they get to? Well, he takes a long time before unloading it, but he knew he had time. Archer. On to Kramer and to Bell.
That'll take care of that base hit. Number 22 or number 20?
22.
One hopper right back to Chris. Sets himself. A little bit of a high throw, but corral it down and see why that number is so high. Rojas did not have a lot of speed down at first base. Double your money's worth.
Not in front of Lewis Brinson.
Francisco Cervelli getting something out of his eye. I hope it's not his eyeball.
Yeah. Two on Lewis Brinson. Doubled into right center in the second. And Chris Archer fired up there. Strikes out his 4th. And the Bucks lead 2-0. Martin Prado went back on the disabled list a few days ago on the 60-day DL, so he's done for the year. This time a right abdominal strain. He's played in only 54 games. Opened the year on the DL with a hamstring issue, and so that's back-to-back seasons for the 34-year-old veteran Martin Prado, struggling to stay on the field. He played in only 37 games last year, and that's a significant bat and glove out of that lineup. Here's Francisco Cervelli, who has been able to stay in the lineup this stretch. Concussion DL has Cost him some playing time the last couple years with the Pirates. And again, now Cervelli's not happy. At first he thought it was Carapazza. Apparently unknowingly, he was unaware that the appeal had been made to Jerry Lane. But it's hard to argue after what we saw with Brian Anderson. Anderson ended up with a base hit after all, and then erased on the double play. And now caught looking.
That's a perfecta. Can't do much about that one, Francisco. Another attendee over at the Clemente Museum last night looks at a perfect breaking ball on the outside corner. By the way, Cervelli has become quite attached over at the Clemente Museum. He's done a lot of things, talked to a lot of people. He's just as congenial and good with people as you might think he is.
Marlins paid a visit there today. Corey Dickerson doubled inside the third base bag in the second. He was aboard when Bell homered. Corey Dickerson hitting 5th tonight. He'd love to end strong in the last 3 weeks, get that average up if he can, close to that 300 mark. He was in the top 10 in hitting for a while. At the moment, a .292 average. Hitting coaches there, Jeff Branson, and assistant Jeff Livesey. It is 3-1 on Corey Dickerson with that new helmet.
That subtle finish, that flat black, not the shiny.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
the matted black that the Pirates
the
went to a
league.
couple years ago, right?
Yep.
3-2.
Not a great quality pitch, but he got the call. You don't want to be throwing a whole bunch of breaking balls up that high to these major league hitters.
Straley able to punch out Dickerson. Josh Bell, his last at bat. We check out StatCast AI, powered by AWS. The numbers: 403 feet over the left center field fence. 104 miles an hour left the bat. Home run number 9. One ball, one strike on Bell, who last year hit 26 home runs and drove in 90 his first full year in the major leagues. Now 26 years old, Irving, Texas. Bucks drafted Josh Bell in the second round in 2011. Penn State Pitt tomorrow.
Yep, big doings. It's going to be wild on the North Shore tomorrow.
I hope you'll be planning to make it a doubleheader.
Yeah, boy, if you
Spend
are
the day down here.
Sports junkie, you get your fill tomorrow.
1 o'clock baseball. And then the kickoff later tomorrow night. And now once again it's 3-2, much like we saw in his first at bat. Straley goes full on Josh Bell. And this time catches him looking, so he strikes out the side in order. Pirates up 2-0.
We go from Kevin Kramer's parents to a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Terrell Edmonds, first round pick out of Virginia Tech here for the Steelers this year. Terrell, this is your second game here watching the Pirates play at PNC Park. How do you describe the experience being a new guy to the city of Pittsburgh, but also to a new ballpark?
Oh man, it's amazing, honestly. At first I sat in the boxes right behind the home plate, and now today I'm really inside of the action. So I got to thank my guy Chris Archer for definitely giving me the tickets today and being involved in all this excitement now. It's amazing.
When you watch a baseball game this close, you play the game of football, you're a National Football League player. What appreciation do you have watching Major League Baseball players?
Much appreciation. Mostly because I watched it on TV before, and the ball doesn't seem as if it's going as fast. And now just actually coming out here, being inside of the action, just seeing everything that they actually do, it's amazing.
You know, we know Chris Archer and the impact he has on communities. He wanted to make one immediately in the city of Pittsburgh. You obviously struck up a quick relationship with him, given that both of you haven't been here too long. How did you guys connect?
Actually, he knows Antonio Brown. So Antonio Brown and I were very close. And he was talking to Chris Archer. He introduced me, and then he came out to our practice. And then we were all just talking about different ways that we can impact the city. And I told him I wanted to come to one of his games. I got on his jersey today, and I'm just happy to be out here.
So one thing Pittsburgh is known for, I'm sure you're probably realizing this very quickly, is just how much the teams support one another. The Penguins, the Pirates, and the Steelers. How much do you feel that connection between the local sports teams?
I feel that a lot. I know I told guys that I want to go to a Penguins game. I've never been to a hockey game at all, so that's going to be something new for me. And it's just going to be, it's crazy. Just being out here in this atmosphere, just seeing all the fans, seeing how everyone is so excited. And hopefully we get the win today, so I'm excited about it.
And your excitement level to start football season, how would you describe it?
10 out of 10. I'm ready to go to Cleveland this weekend, hopefully get the win this weekend. That's our plan to go out there and play our game, so we're definitely ready and prepared.
Well, Terrell, best wishes to you as you begin your career in the Steelers uniform. Thanks for doing this. Greg and Steve?
Great stuff. Thank you, Robbie.
Yeah,
and
good
Terrell,
luck
good luck
young
indeed.
man.
Yep. Great stuff. 2-1 on McNair Sierra. Yeah, they're going to count on Connor big time, aren't they?
Yep.
James Connor.
The way it looks right now.
Yeah. 3-1. Sierra tried to bunt for a hit in the third.
That's a big elephant in the living room, isn't it?
Yes.
Going on with that club, so we wish everybody the best and hope it all works out.
walks him. The second walk, he walked the pitcher Straley in the third. So you see Archer having a good game in terms of keeping them off the board. Of course, that's ultimately that is the goal. I guess nothing else really matters. Put up zeros, but he's still not tonight anyway. In terms of control, not where he wants to be. See if we can watch how many times he hits the mitt where it's put down. And there, a bunt sacrifice gets Sierra into scoring position. 3-4 on the put out. Bring up Rafael Ortega down on the low down, your low left-hand side of your screen. Boy, that's a tough blow for the White Sox. Their top prospect who had made it to the big leagues this year, Michael Kopech, he's going to undergo Tommy John surgery. He won't be back there for until 2020. Shohei Ohtani apparently going to continue to hit as a DH, and then we'll decide whether to have Tommy John after the season. Dustin Pedroia, his season with the Red Sox is officially over. Popped up on the infield, Mercer, or Kramer. It's Kramer. And the walk doesn't hurt Archer. Turns out to be an 8-pitch inning. 2-0 Buccos. Bottom of the fifth. Checking out that Pirates dugout. Chris Archer will be due up third. Tom Prince, the bench coach, chatting with Ivan Nova. Maybe Ivan Nova was giving Archer some pointers on hitting, which would be kind of surprising.
Yes.
Colin Moran lined out to center in the second. Jordy Mercer next. Still searching for that consistent Pirate offense to start clicking.
Right to the glove, but the Pirates get that call. There's the shift defensively as they stack up things over on that side of the infield.
Cervelli and Archer talking pitching right now, and then Archer, when he gets onto that on-deck circle, will concentrate on hitting. But Ray Searage involved in that discussion. The number 8 man in the batting order, as Jordy Mercer very likely winds down his Pirates career. Slap foul out of play really nobody on the left side of the infield. They have the shortstop Rojas near the bag. But the third baseman over on the right side now of the infield. There you see it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clint Hurdle was on MLB Network radio on Wednesday in the afternoon and said Jordy Mercer, probably Pirates aren't going to be able to do what he's looking to do in terms of free agency. And the Pirates manager even mentioned Josh Harrison. He said we're probably not going to pick up that team option for $10 million. He told him as much. May not work for us at this particular time. There's Moran. Lines one to center. And the catch made, so he's twice lined out to center field. And it will bring up Jordy Mercer. Students get access to all the remaining Pirates home games for a total of $22. $22 gets you in to the remaining games. Standing room only tickets get you into the ballpark, and you can watch the game wherever you want. Jim Beam Left Field Lounge, the Rotunda, you choose it. Pirates.com/students. 2 more games on this homestand, and then 6 remain when the Pirates return in a little over a week. Take on the Royals and the Brewers. And as we said, hoping to finish above 500. Mercer with a fly ball to center. Brinson again.
Getting a lot of the ball, but not quite enough. That warning track power, those last couple balls. Greg, it's good to know we've got an Eagle Scout in the stands rooting for the Pirates tonight. Jacob Dashbaugh achieved that honor, and he's one of the best Pirate fans you're ever going to run across. Jacob Dashbaugh. That's quite a thing to become an Eagle Scout.
Absolutely.
He's in the building.
So is Steve Mears, by the way, AT&T Sportsnet Penguin broadcaster.
I had dinner with him tonight. Engaging young man.
Steve grew up a big Bucco fan. He said the Hall of Famer Mike Lang passed along his well wishes.
Yep. Said to say hello to Navin.
Yep.
He got me pegged.
The doc said to say hello to Navin. Yeah.
We all know what that reference is to. Navin Johnson from The Jerk.
Classic movie. Steve Martin.
Yep. The all-timers.
And the boys are watching tonight once again at Deep Creek at the vacation. Wags and Charlie and the rest of the boys.
That's the locale.
I think they're going on 20 years now watching Bucco baseball at Deep Creek.
Get everybody off the streets.
Yep. That's better advice. Just watch and learn. Well, it's 3-2 on Archer. And he lines it toward right center field. How about Chris Archer? He's got extra bases. Into second with a double. Little stutter step around the bag. He loves it. Yeah. So does his buddy Terrell Edmonds.
Yep, 34 watching number 24.
First career double for Chris Archer.
Boy, and he hits it hard and catches the gap.
It's his 3rd major league hit.
He knows he's got something going. Turns it on, going into second. He's going to go for 3. No. He's going to step back. Yep. Game on.
He's talking about it. He is fired up. You talk to Archer about his first big league hit, which was really an infield chopper against John Lester, and he'll describe, kind of like you and your home run at Wrigley.
Yeah.
He'll go through all the particulars.
Yep.
Well, now he's got a new one.
We'll be talking about
More
how he
impressive.
makes the turn. cut the angle.
Able to turn that wheel, turn left.
Always good when you are a pitcher, and now they want to find out if Straley's all right. Pirates are celebrating. Yeah, when you're a pitcher and you hit the ball and the first base coach says, take a left.
Look at all of them. That's great. That's a great shot there. And Terrell. How about that? Great moment. Kamara Barti going over what he has to do next on a base hit. And now concern over Dan Straley. Someone saw something they didn't like. Bullpen just in case. Hasn't been called upon yet.
Well, we all know it hurts to throw that baseball on occasion, and that's going to be it.
Something not right with Straley. Juan Nieves, the pitching coach, was out there as well. So Archer will have time to go back into the dugout and get some water, get some relief.
And explaining everything, like you said.
Joe Musgrove helping fan him off a little bit, cool him off. they're going over all the details right now with him. Look at Frazier asking him questions. Now the new pitcher will have as much time as he needs to warm up. That'll give Archer a break. Tyler Kinley coming on. We'll be coming back. Pirates, Chris Archer leading 2-0. Dan Straley just gave up the double to Archer. Straley left with some type of injury, and so Tyler Kinley now on in relief.
Now, Greg, Ozuna has a couple home runs for St. Louis, but he won't do what Mark Whitten did in one game, I don't believe, on this anniversary. I don't know what year, but remember the game that Mark Whitten had something like 12 RBIs? Part of a doubleheader. It was second game of a doubleheader with the Cubs, I believe. But
a doubleheader at Cincinnati, 1993. Cincinnati. Outfielder for the Cardinals, Mark Whitten, hit 4 homers in one game. 12 ribbies in the second game. And let me check out, speaking of big hits, how about the reaction of Terrell Edmonds. Point Park University tweet. Loving the City of Champs coming together at the professional level. Smiles all around. And a salute. And gives it right back. And the Pirate bench.
All hands on deck.
Great scene there. And Marte now going to try and get him home against Tyler Kinley, who was taken this winter by the Twins in the Rule 5 draft. You have to keep that player on your big league roster all year, or else you risk losing him to either another club or his original team, and that was the case. He was returned on May the 1st to the Marlins. Marte has popped up and struck out.
Yeah, we'd like to do a little adding on here along the way. That quick 2 spot in the second, and that's been it. Similar to what the Pirates did Wednesday night when they won 3-1, that early lead.
Woo! Josh Bell's home run came in the second. That's the difference in the game.
So that's your game summary.
Yep.
Along with Archer's 5 shutout innings.
Be tough to get this man out when he puts the ball on the ground. He's got another infield single, and Archer just figuring out what to do there. Stops at third. It's a handshake from Joey Cora. And Marte with an infield hit.
Do the Marlins want to look at that? They were moving around like they might want to, but I don't see any further indication that they do.
The Allegheny Health Network Supermo shows it.
Yep, no contest.
Steve, what's that like? That's foreign territory, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the easy trip over because you got everything in front of you and you got Joey Cora right there next to you. So that was an easy trip.
Now Kevin Kramer.
The third baseman was in on the grass. Walk in the park.
I guess the thing is just don't overrun that bag because they're looking to nab you.
Yep,
so don't nap.
Yeah, they'll do tricky stuff. A pitcher running.
Base hit, his second at bat tonight and his third in the major leagues for Kevin Kramer. Solid single to right. His first time he lined out to left.
How about his first RBI?
There you go.
First home run.
All right. Kevin Kramer last year was hit by a pitch in June playing for the Altoona Curve and missed the rest of the year. Broken hand. Runner goes from first and there will be no play. Starling Marte with stolen base number 31.
Why not? They're going to not pay any attention to you. All of a sudden, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Hello.
AAA New Orleans, 2.93 ERA for Tyler Kinley. Kevin Kramer, mentioned earlier, 15 home runs, 59 RBIs this season at Indianapolis. Saw him in spring training. He was a non-roster invitee. Showed some power. Hits this the other way. Still 2-2. .6', 200 pounds, Kevin Kramer. Jacob Stallings caught much of this season, and there next to him is the other half of that Seinfeld infield, Kevin Newman, who has started a handful of ball games. Interesting talking to Kramer today. You know, I said, you know, now Newman on the Seinfeld series was kind of Jerry's nemesis, and Kramer obviously was the goofy guy. Did either of you have those personality traits? He said, well, if anything, Kevin Newman is the more outgoing guy, and I'm kind of quiet. Drive to right, and over is Sierra to make the catch. He's had 3 pretty good at-bats. He had a good AB with a double. Chris Archer had the bench going. Terrell Edmonds going. 2-0 Buccos. Friday Night Rocks, Allegheny Health Network Super Mo look, and another super shot as we kind of wind down the home schedule. Just 2 more games here in this series and on the road for a week, and then 6 more home games to take in Pirates baseball. Fans enjoying this one here tonight, watching Chris Archer, and the Pirates leading 2-0. Archer's 7th start as a Pirate. Remember his last one we talked about in Atlanta, his strongest so far. He had gone 6, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. First 5 innings, he no-hit the Braves. Strike on Castro, who's 1 for 2.
You know, the way I describe his fastball, it's tight. It feels, you know, there's not a lot of wasted motion. It jumps out of his hand.
Breaking ball line toward left. Let's go downstairs to Robbie. More on Chris Archer.
Yeah, so Archer said he wanted to make an impact in the community. You see the relationships he's developing with guys like Terrell Evans. Well, this was last year. This is last June when Chris Archer was playing for the Tampa Bay Rays. He made a visit here in Homewood to the Pittsburgh RBI program, along with Malik Smith, Tim Beckham, and also Josh Bell. So Archer, I remember Malik Smith telling me at the time, he goes, hey, every city we go to, Archer wants to make an impact, whether he's a visiting player, a home player, whatever the case is. And I asked Archer about that last year. I said, how was the visit you made with Josh Bell? His answer to me was, oh, you mean the visit that Josh Bell made with me? Yeah, it went really, really well. And last night he made another appearance, I believe, Greg. We get a hit right down the left field line, but he made another appearance last night to raise funds for the late Bruno Sammartino at a local appearance, I believe, right?
Exactly. It was last night and surprised a lot of people. The Fan, the Pirates radio flagship, 93.7 The Fan, did an event at Byrne, Rocky Patel's place here on the North Shore last night, Robbie, and Chris Archer was there. I mean, he sees something. He was, even though he's pitching tonight, the night before, he decides he wants to go out and support the community.
Yep. By the way, very nice to see Daryl Sammartino, Bruno's son, at that event. Go way back. He came to my baseball camp 1,000 years ago. Daryl did, yeah.
No kidding.
And Dad brought him up there. An impressive young man he has become. No surprise knowing Bruno.
Real Muto, a one-out double, and now Brian Anderson, who singled his last time up. One ball, one strike. Dan Straley leads with a left oblique strain.
Let's hope Chris Archer keeps on going, because the Pirates have a lead, but it's just 2-0 as Don Mattingly looks on. He knows he's still in the ball game.
Chris Archer put up good numbers at Tampa Bay. Striking out 200 batters couple seasons and 200 innings. This is his calling card. Struck out 252 3 years ago with the Rays. Followed that up with a 233 strikeout year, and last season 249 punch outs. He won't reach those figures this year. 200 plus innings as well, because spent some time on the disabled list.
You can strike him out, but he can also be efficient there. You look at those numbers in the 4th and 5th innings. 7 pitches one, 8 pitches another.
Yeah, these days that's a tough combo to strike out 200 plus in a season and 200 innings, because that pitch count ratchets up.
Yep. And he's been okay so far, just 75 pitches. Sometimes he works at his pitching. In other words, there's not a flow sometimes where he's just going along and everything kind of is together and rolling along. So he works at it. 250 strikeouts. I mean, that is big time stuff. Most of the guys that get in that neighborhood are a lot bigger than Chris Archer. Remember Bob Veal leading the league in strikeouts one year with 250, but Bob Veal was about 6'6", about 260.
And he walks Anderson. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game. Archer checks with his middle infielder.
Hey, we got the double play guy up though. There's Perry Hill, our old buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Former Pirates first base coach and infield instructor. He's been with the Marlins a lot of years, his second stint with them. Freddie Gonzalez, former manager here and 5+ years as manager of the Atlanta Braves, is the third base coach. Rojas hit into his league-leading 22nd double play in the 4th with a comebacker to Archer.
Yep. We've set the scenario up of needing one, and what better candidate?
Out in front, 0-2. Marlins pen gets busy again. Arlene Garcia. Almost got him. Folks getting into it now.
See the body, the bat went out there, but the body went with it, so the turn wasn't made. Chris Archer thought it might be.
Yeah.
The body went out there, but the hands didn't do too much.
'24th start overall. Now it's time for Cervelli to pay him a visit and discuss things. How they want to attack Miguel Rojas.
Rojas, pretty good contact hitter, not a big-time strikeout candidate. So we'll take a 2-hopper out to Mr. Kramer.
Yeah, in fact, again, he is the 8th toughest batter to strike out in the National League, Miguel Rojas. Oh, nice block and a scramble to get to it.
Yeah, you don't want anybody over third base with 1 out. Now with the 2-0 lead.
Now, Pirates bullpen going to get busy here.
Yeah, Chris is starting to labor now, and Francisco throwing everything he can out in front of that ball.
Right down the middle.
Not a strikeout candidate, but okay. Number 5. Struck out the first 3 batters he saw tonight, but this is the most important one. Yeah, nothing tricky about that. Rock and roll right down the middle and second out.
Something Rojas was not anticipating.
And
fastball right down the middle.
The question you beg is, why wouldn't he be anticipating that?
Well, here's Lewis Brinson. Ball 1. Brinson, a first-round pick of the Texas Rangers out of Fort Lauderdale. 6'5", 206 pounds.
And Chris Archer's laboring right now, and as you might expect, activity. Richard Rodriguez.
To left, deep, Dickerson, wall, and gone to give the Marlins the lead. On a 2-0 pitch, Lewis Brinson hits his 11th of the year, and it's 3-2 Marlins.
That's how quick a game can turn around. Right there, went away from the fastball, and you almost got to feel like Brinson was guessing or looking for it. Corey just simply runs out of room. That ball's back there, 5-6 rows, no wind, and that ball was crushed.
Lewis Brinson playing in his 90th game. Some time on the disabled list. And Archer gives up his 16th home run overall this season. Woo!
Three walks, the third one really hurt him.
Look at the pitches by inning. He's got this batter to get, or else we're going to see Richard Rodriguez, no doubt. And he gets the strikeout, but he gives up the 3-run homer and a very costly walk, and a 3-2 Marlins lead.
AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Visit Barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Chris Archer had the shutout going into the 6th, but gave up the double to Real Muto. He walked Brian Anderson, and after the strikeout of Miguel Rojas on a 2-0 pitch, Lewis Brinson homered. Now he is on the hook. The Pirates trailing going into the bottom of the 6th.
Harleen Garcia comes on, the left-hander, working in the Marlins bullpen. Straley went 4 2/3, giving up the 2 runs. Kinley came in to face 2 batters, gave up a base hit, infield base hit. Marte didn't add to the scoring. 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Sorry, 4 strikeouts. for Australia. I had Archer's numbers over on that side. Sorry, we get all that corrected. Keeping a scorecard. Australia did not walk a batter. Okay. 4 2/3, a couple of runs, 4 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts.
Polanco 0 for 2. A fly ball to the warning track in the first and a pop-up.
All right, back to work. 1-run ball game.
Garcia has struggled. Keeping it away from Polanco, who's been playing against both lefties and righties consistently. And he lines it off this lefty into right center. And he's thinking 2, and he's going to get there. He's okay. He went in hard, a high dive. Sure looks like he's in a lot of pain. Ryan Housen checking the knee. He really got up off the ground when he went into that slide. Kind of a leap.
No, they're not going to move him around too much until they find something out. Got some extension. Here we go. Let's see how it
See if you
feels.
can put weight on it.
Careful, because you're never quite sure.
Here comes assistant trainer Ben Potenziano. Now they're going to get him out of there.
You know, it could be one of those situations whether it's initially serious or not. Just get him out of there.
Precaution.
For
Let's hope
precaution.
so. Let's hope that's not
evaluation. Yep.
this time of year, though. With just 3 weeks left, player leaving the game at this stage, it's not looking good.
At least he's walking a little more
Yeah.
under his own power. So Luplo will pinch run. The long strides, and then the jump.
It's a big jump.
Jump and tumble. And
Knee, ankle, jammed.
just
Hip
looked so
could be anything.
awkward when he left the, when he went into flight.
Yeah. Be a shame if his season ended on that play, because he had been playing his best baseball maybe of his career
Yep.
the last few weeks.
Came from so far. Remember, he was sitting on 200 even, or maybe a tick below. He's come a long way.
Driving the ball, homers, RBIs, great defense. There's a line drive to left, but that's going to carry out to Ortega.
That's a bad break. That ball was hit right on the button. Sometimes just try to hit the ball hard and you can't guide it. That's what Francisco did.
Clint Hurdle and Tom Prince. They have taken Polanco back into the clubhouse. Dickerson pops it up. A leadoff double and now 2 outs. Rojas makes the play in shallow left. Josh Bell will bat right-handed. He's homered and struck out.
You know, Garcia did a little bit of starting, but he's given up 16 home runs. Something like 61 innings.
As a reliever this year in 15 games, a 7.07 ERA out of the bullpen. This is his second stint with the Marlins. Spent some time in the minors. Adam Frazier going to be coming in. He's grabbing a glove. Jordan Luplow pinch running for Polanco. Richard Rodriguez going to be coming on, and here come the fans trying to encourage this offense. Should Bell reach, Jose Osuna would hit for Moran. Frazier in the hole there. Line to left, it is foul. Still 3-2.
Just hooked it a little bit. Got that swing out in front. Never really had a chance. Got a play there.
Ooh.
Deflection. Deflection. It's like skipping a stone across the pond.
So Osuna will hit, but will he face this lefty? In September, most clubs have a full bench and a full bullpen, and Marlins no different. Todd Mattingly has a dozen relievers available, and he's going to go to another. When they have them, they use them. There's Dean Traynor, by the way, now the bullpen coach, longtime minor league manager. So there in the Pirates system, managing Indy for many years. Drew Wyszynski. Is he going to get the call? Donnie Baseball. He's going to get the baseball? Yes.
the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, now, instead of Jose Osuna, when Don Mattingly called on the righty Drew Rucinski, Clint Hurdle counters, and he's going to go with left-handed hitting Adam Frazier. Against the rookie, Drew Rucinski.
His 25th appearance.
So Osuna does not get an AB. Stan Kiles, the pitching coach at AAA Indianapolis, is now traveling and going to be traveling and with the Pirates now on the bench, talking to Chris Archer.
Crowded clubhouse. Ooh. Crowded buses, crowded airplane. Heading out after the game Sunday.
Adam Frazier.
That'll disrupt the social order on the airplane, will it not? Those extra players.
Yeah. Double up. On a strike on Frazier. He has done great work. We talked about a lot since coming up July 25th. And looking like right now anyway, an odds-on favorite to begin the year as the starting second baseman next season. Hitting .455 with runners in scoring position. Trying to pick off Luplow to end the inning. Rucinski came up June 3rd. Drive to right if it stays fair. Foul. And that was a missile.
Wanted to hear that big bong.
That was one of the hardest hits of any player off the bat.
Just hooked it a little bit.
Loud foul.
Close, but no cigar.
Adam Frazier has 6 hits in his last 11 at-bats. Just stays alive. Frazier as a pinch hitter with Pittsburgh this year is 4 out of 25. Colin Moran was in this spot, a left-handed hitter. Jose Osuna, right-handed batter, pinch hit, announced anyway, against the lefty Garcia, and then Rucinski and Frazier now battling. 3-2.
Advantage of sending the runners here on this payoff pitch. By the way, Rojas has been giving Lupo all kind of problems. Just take a look at this check swing, not even close to going around. Lupo's going back towards second a couple times. And now they're off to the races.
And he gets him. Strikes out Frazier to end the threat. The Pirates down a run. on the UPMC scoreboard. Jordan Luplow pinch ran for Gregory Polanco. Still no word as to that injury. Forced to leave. Luplow stays in the game to play right. Kevin Kramer goes from second base to third base, and Adam Frazier, who pinch hit and nearly homered, stays in the game to play second. And Richard Rodriguez comes on for the Pirates for the 53rd time in his rookie season. He'll be facing Neris, Sierra, and then a pinch hitter. Sierra tried to bunt for a hit against Chris Archer and walked last time up. Archer goes 6, gives up 3. The 3-run homer to Lewis Brinson with 2 outs last inning. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez has done tremendous work this year. And takes care of the first batter he faces in the 7th. Coming up on an all-new edition of Inside Pirates Baseball, Roberto Clemente Day. The Pirates go throughout the community, and how about the job the Pirates catchers have done throwing out base runners this year. All new Inside Pirates Baseball tomorrow after postgame on AT&T Sportsnet. And Cervelli along with Elias Diaz. Diaz, don't know whether he'll see any more action. That hamstring issue. But before the injury, not just the defense, but just as impressive. Pirates catchers have been offensively minded, and Austin Dean, the pinch hitter, takes the strike.
To carry on the tradition of catching tandems throughout the years the Pirates have had. Good list. Going back as I can remember to Smokey Burgess and Hal Smith.
Sangi and Ott.
Sluggo and LaValliere.
Nicosia. I guess Nicosia and Ott.
Yep.
Righty lefty combos. Nicosia right-handed hitter. Ott lefty hitter.
Sangi and Milt May, righty lefty.
There you go. And yeah, Slot a righty, LaValliere a lefty. 3-2 now on Austin Dean. Rafael Ortega on deck. Hanging in there against Rodriguez. Pirates signed Rodriguez to a minor league free agent deal this winter. Had a cup of coffee with the Orioles last year, didn't go well. Crack toward Marte. And he got that right off the bat. Marte, an excellent jump. The second out. Tomorrow, game 2 of the series, our Nissan Road Ahead. Coverage starts at 12:30. It'll be Ivan Nova for Pittsburgh. Wei-Yin Chen, a veteran lefty, will start for the Marlins. And then Sunday, the homestand concludes at 1 o'clock. Trevor Williams. What more can you say about that guy? Jeff Brigham will start for the Fish.
What you do these days is you hand the ball to Trevor and say, you're going to pitch. Here, go get him.
couple of strikes on Ortega.
You all squared away for the early start tomorrow, 1 o'clock?
No, sir.
You got to get here early now.
No,
Make
sir.
Sure. No? Okay. I'll be here. I'll hold the fort.
Sure you will.
Yeah. Get in.
No, Michael McHenry will hold the fort. And down on strikes, another outstanding inning from Richard Rodriguez. Pirates 7th inning stretch time, down a run.
For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
3-2 Marlins. Head to the bottom of the 7th inning. In the 7th inning stretch. Manage your dream team in franchise mode. Plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. Free Shirt Friday coming your way from PNC Park on a Friday Night Rocks. Bucks, as Steve mentioned, tomorrow 1 o'clock, then 1:35 on the Kids Sunday. With the starting Marte replica jerseys given away tomorrow or rather on Sunday, and tomorrow Felipe Vasquez bobbleheads for his 20,000 fans tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So changes for these Marlins, as they've got a new pitcher. They got Isaac Galloway and Tyrone Guerrero pitching.
He's about 6'6" and weighs about 17 pounds. Galloway in left, Guerrero on the mound.
Richard Rodriguez. Looks like Ryan Lavarnway might pinch hit. Jordy Mercer 0 for 2, 2 fly balls to center.
Long, tall. Guerrero.
How many more games will Jordy Mercer be starting at shortstop for the Pirates? He's been a pro, a great trooper over the years, now at the age of 32. Drafted in the 3rd round of the Pirates 10 years ago at Oklahoma State. Made it to the big leagues in 2012 under the watchful eye of veteran Clint Barmas. And now possibly handing the baton to the man on deck, Kevin Newman. He'll be pinch hitting here momentarily. Mercer will be able to test the free agent market. Jordy Mercer will. We're talking before the game about how much he has enjoyed the challenge of hitting 8th. And in Pirates history, he's hit 8th 433 times in his career. That's the 6th most of any player in Pirates history, batting in the 8th spot of the order. In the modern era, Walter Schmidt, who played for the Pirates from 1916 to 1924, batted 8th more than any other player. And Steve's old teammate, Bill Mazeroski, hit 8th 608 times. I asked you before the game as a trivia question. I said, where do you think Maz hit more often than not in the lineup? You right away you said 8.
Yeah, under the watchful eyes sometimes early in his career under Bobby Bragan. Couldn't have been too happy about that.
8 hitters at the number 8 spot of the batting order of the National League. Not easy. Al Lopez, 3rd most. Johnny Gooch, in Pirates history, Dale Bearer, and Jordy Mercer at 8th spot of the order.
I think Johnny Gooch was a catcher way back in the day.
Johnny Gooch played for the Pirates from 1921 to 1928.
Was he a catcher? That's a long time ago. Probably
yes, he was.
Okay.
Yep. And that's fair. And Jordy Mercer going to head to second with a double, and that's a bit of a milestone for Jordy Mercer as well. That double, his 28th of the season, and that is a career high.
Good at bat against a guy who's throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. Guerrero keeps it inside the chalk, and another leadoff double. We had one last inning that Pirates are not able to get all the way around. In fact, never left second base. So let's see if we can at least move him around.
And now they decide, Clint Hurdle does, to bat instead of Newman, Pablo Reyes.
Had a good night the other night, got his first hit, and then a ringing double, almost got the ball over the wall in right field.
Kevin will have to wait his turn.
Now the Marlins in on the corners in case they want Reyes to try to bunt him over to third base. No indication of that on the first pitch.
Pablo Reyes started on Tuesday night here at PNC Park, his first major league start, and he went 2 for 4. Had an RBI double off the wall in right field in the 8th inning against Michael Lorenzen in the 7-3 Pirates victory. Intriguing player here. Pablo Reyes, a free swinger, and there's 100. Reyes turned 25 years old on Wednesday.
That's 7 years in the minor leagues, right?
Yeah.
A lot of young bucks.
101 from Guerrero. Here's that first Major League RBI. The first hit was an infield single on Tuesday. Here's that double off the Clemente wall.
And we watched him being interviewed after the game, Greg. Very animated, genuine, spontaneous excitement.
He's a fun player to watch. Pablo Reyes hit .289 this year in the minors, AAA Indy, and 356 at bats.
I don't think with this at bat ever started with an indication of trying to push the ball to right field. He was just going for the gusto.
And chases. with a strikeout. Pirates decide to forego the bunt and not get Mercer to third with a bunt. Instead, it's a strikeout.
And Guerrero goes away from the heat, gets him to chase the curveball. Textbook stuff from the pitcher.
Hoping that Reyes could maybe run into one or drive one to the gap. So now it's Starling Marte.
Now let's hope for the same thing for him.
And in the air to center, sending Brinson back to the track. Into the wall. 2 outs. Mercer at third. Now time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And the night for Kevin Kramer and his family. A base hit in the third inning. It's his first in the major leagues. Keepsake.
Worked very hard to get to that point, to get that souvenir. A lot of baseball played, a lot of effort put into that trip to get that ball. And now it doesn't seem like much with Guerrero, Mercer getting over to third, but Guerrero has thrown 8 wild pitches.
No, that picture captured the other day that leaned toward the railing. I guess they were together again tonight, so captured, and a lot of fun for Seinfeld fans. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Kevin Newman was on deck with Mercer at the plate, but when Mercer doubled, he was called back and Reyes pinch hit. And up the middle, how about your first big league ribby? Ties the game. Kramer singles to center.
The beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Another souvenir.
That's awesome, she says.
High fives all around. Take a look down and in and just past the glove of Guerrero, kind of making its way out into center field. Yep, the eyes still have it.
Yeah. Boy, it's going to be so interesting to see what direction the Pirates go. Looking for offense, looking for bats. There are a lot of people that believe that he's just one of those guys that is going to hit. He's going to drive in runs. And if that's the case, as is always the case in baseball, you find a place for a player like that. Kramer's hit scores Mercer.
Gives him a 2-for-4 evening. And really hit the ball pretty decently the other at bats. Did he do much base stealing in the minor leagues, Kramer?
No, not as much as Newman.
Yeah.
Kramer stole 13 in 18 attempts in the minors.
You just wonder, nothing happening here with 2 outs. Just wondering.
Jordan Luplo's first at bat tonight, pinch running for Polanco, and stayed in the game. Pirates bullpen after this one is tied up. Edgar Santana.
I kind of like our bullpen against anybody's bullpen.
Luplo puts a charge into one, deep to right center field, approaching the wall, and the loop goes deep. You gotta love the loop. He just gave the Bucks the lead with an opposite field home run. Jordan Luplo's third. 5-3 Buccos.
just kept going and going and going and going and going. How about them apples?
A boisterous crowd on a Friday night rocking here as Jordan Luplow, who hit 3 homers last year in 78 big league at-bats. It's his 3rd in the major leagues this season in his 51st at-bat.
Right down the middle and hits it to the opposite field. Carrying, and just enough. Don't want to waste any distance, just enough to get over the fence.
Great reaction, Jordan Luplow.
You deserve to smile.
Yes.
Tip the cap to yourself. That's it. You deserve. You got one coming.
Cervelli is 0 for 3.
So you get Chris Archer off the hook. All of a sudden you look up and the Pirates have a 2-run lead. There they are. When they fill them in, that means runs right there.
It's fun keeping score.
Got the pencil, got the eraser if you need it. Mr. Guerrero, 6'7", has been touched up for 3 big ones so far.
Jordan Luplow out of Fresno State. Homers off Guerrero. And Pablo Reyes. I'm sorry, it's Richard Rodriguez. Pablo Reyes was a pinch hitter earlier in the inning. Luplow, not a pinch hitter, but his first at bat, gets the handshake because he just could give Rodriguez a win.
That's right.
With that home run. As Cervelli goes down. Fun on a Friday Night Rocks. Kevin Kramer tied it with a base hit up the middle. Luplow giving the Pirates the lead with the home run. Pirates really don't want to slow down. They want to keep it going. Jordan Luplow's home run after Kevin Kramer tied it. Pirates put up a 3-spot. Chris Archer off the hook. Pablo Reyes stays in the ball game over at third.
And Edgar coming out to make appearance number 64. Just 10 free passes. We'll make that 8 according to the Greg Brown
That's right.
schedule of scorekeeping.
There you go.
Makes it more impressive.
Yep. Castro takes a strike. Santana will bat in Kramer's spot of the order.
No, he won't. He won't bat.
Well, yeah, you're right.
We don't want him.
He's officially in that spot of the order.
According to Greg Brown,
he will not bat.
Theory of scorekeeping.
According to Steve Blass's official scorecard. Do you even put that in there, by the way? Of all the things you do on your scorecard,
what?
Do you put, can we show this, do you even put where Santana would be batting?
No.
Who do you have in that spot now?
I've got...
There's a line drive toward left and trouble. Starlin Castro leads off against Santana with a double.
I got Reyes in our 9th spot. Anyway, it's just a 2-run lead, so take care of business.
Santana was out of commission for a few days. Got back in there on Wednesday and pitched a scoreless 8th. Thanks in large part to a nice play by Starling Marte to get Scooter Gennett trying to stretch a single into a double. Santana went on to strike out the next 2 hitters on Wednesday. He falls behind Real Muto 1-0.
Takes a little edge off of euphoria with a 2-run lead and a leadoff double, but see if Edgar can go to work and get it done. Start.
Pirates have been so good in these situations when leading after 7 innings this season. They are 58-2.
There's your bullpen number right there. 58-2.
And that's line to left, and Dickerson started in, turns back, adjusts, makes the catch. Corey Dickerson. That ball off the bat. You can understand him wanting to sprint back, and then did the curly shuffle. Bit of a U-turn.
Yep, those line drives can fool you.
Nice adjustment by Corey Dickerson.
I think that ball had a little overspin and then started going back down quickly. Sometimes it's where you make contact on the ball, where you have that underneath the carry, underneath the center of the ball, or over top. And that one had a little over the top that wanted to get back down.
Corey Dickerson, as the infield reacts.
I had you all the way, you guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
He's been one of the more enjoyable players to watch this year. Our first chance to see Corey Dickerson play on an everyday basis.
Yeah, you can be fun to watch without making a lot of noise.
Yep.
That's kind of him.
Ball and a strike on Anderson. A 2-1 count.
A few umpires in the crowd wanted that to be called a strike, but you're not going to get that one.
Should be an out. Luplow. Second out of the inning. Tomorrow, Pirates fish at 1:05 tomorrow afternoon, and the first 20,000 fans will get a Felipe Vasquez bobblehead thanks to Rivendell Farms. Pirates.com/bobbleheads for tickets. Pirates and the Marlins, and Felipe Vasquez bobbleheads to the first 20,000 fans. The Pirates closer who earned save number 30 on Wednesday night.
You know, Greg, got a nice group of folks from the South Hills, the Barone family. They're here, and Golf Lore has it. If you ever hit a putt and you want it to go in, they can put the Barone curse on you. So we hope the Pirates don't get Barone tonight. But Steve and Matt and the whole group, quite a heritage out in that neighborhood. Really top-notch family.
So no Barone.
Yep. You've met Steve out there.
Yeah.
He's all about baseball.
Yes,
he does
sir.
not miss an inning.
No. On it. Here's Derek Dietrich pinch hitting for Rojas.
Hoping to strand that leadoff double.
Numbers on the air there for Derek Dietrich. Castro still at second.
By the way, Steve Barone's still improving as a gin rummy player. He's getting there. Well, I'll be hearing about all this shortly.
Two and one.
Away from the hard stuff. Got Dietrich out in front. See the spin. See the dot. Breaking ball. Slower than the other stuff.
Bounce to the right side. A little late toss by Bell, but the out is recorded at first.
Not pretty.
Getting the job done. Pirates lead by 2. At PNC Park, and tomorrow it's the middle game of the series. Wei-Yin Chen against Ivan Nova. 12:30 Pirates pregame is presented by WB Mason.
What is Wei-Yin with a 6-9 record?
Yeah, and then the young Brigham will pitch on Sunday. We'll get those punts out of the way.
What does he weigh in with?
Yep.
Record. We'll check that for you.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Excellent stuff. Got the new shortstop and the new pitcher, Nick Whitgren.
With his numbers, making appearance number 25.
Mario Rivera is at shortstop. Here's Dickerson. Away. Keone Kela normally has recently been pitching the 8th inning, but he's not pitched in a while. Didn't pitch tonight, so you see the pecking order moving up, and now Felipe is up, getting ready for a possible save situation. So Kela has not pitched since Saturday.
Well, maybe he's going to get the rest that Santana got.
Yeah.
Got a lot of options with his Pirate bullpen, which is a great thing. Pirates trying to sneak up on that 500 mark.
Yep.
Right?
They need 13 wins, including tonight, of the last 22 to finish above 500. Squibber and Bell is the second out. Kela gave up 4 runs on Saturday night in Atlanta. Suffered the loss as the Braves scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Favorite player is coming to the plate.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Adam Frazier pinch hit and struck out in the 6th. Stayed in the game to play second base in the 7th.
Sorry to hear about the passing of Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
Kind of a guy that wound up self-deprecating humor, kind of taking it lightly along a lot of his roles. But his big first movie, Deliverance, that was pretty intense.
Early 70s, 72, I think, that movie.
Yeah, this is 72. We saw it in Cincinnati when the playoff. I'll never forget one of that movie.
Pretty good football player in his day.
Yeah, Florida State.
Yeah. 2-2 now. The man out of Mississippi State, Adam Frazier, with 2 outs and nobody on. Still no official word on the injury to Gregory Polanco. And at this time of year, we talk about Keone Kela not being used since last Saturday. You certainly don't want to risk any serious injury, so you can be extra cautious with all those options available. Polanco stretching the single to right into a double.
Yeah, that wasn't a slide, that was a jump.
Yeah.
And you know, he's all legs. He's
Yep.
so there's a lot of possibilities of something getting hurt, some part.
Almost like he jammed or twisted a knee. There's a strike 3 called, and Felipe got a chance to pick up save number 31, give the Pirates a 4-game winning streak if they get 3 more outs. Friday Night Rocks, Pirates leading by a 5-3 score here over the Marlins. 3 outs to get. Heading to the 9th, and here he is. Picked up his 30th save on Wednesday.
30 out of 34.
They just announced that Gregory Polanco left the game with left knee and left shoulder discomfort. So Jordan Luplow came on the pinch run, stayed in the game, and wouldn't you know it, it was his home run. Gave the Pirates the lead, and that's baseball.
Yep, a couple of 2-run home runs, big tonight for the Bucks.
And a big night for that man in the middle there. Kevin Kramer picked up his first major league hit and his second big league hit, tied the game. Josh Bell had given the Pirates the lead in the second with a home run. And a base hit to start. Lewis Brinson. It was his home run in the 6th inning off of Chris Archer that erased the Pirates' 2-0 lead.
Yeah, now you got ahead in the count, 2-0, got a hitter's count, looked for fastball, got it, and was able to pull it through the hole between 3rd and short. We survived a leadoff double in the 8th. Now we got to work around a leadoff single here in the 9th inning.
Peter O'Brien. His 3 at-bats against Chris Archer. He was the last man Archer faced as the Pirates starter struck him out to end the 6th following the Brinson homer.
A little late on that swing at 100 miles an hour.
He has converted each of his last 20 save chances. It's the longest active streak in the majors. Souvenir time, and everybody's okay.
Got his committee t-shirt, got a baseball.
Didn't get that call. 2-2. Peter O'Brien, Hialeah, Florida. Oh, that just looked, it was boxed by Cervelli. That should be a pass ball. And that looked like it hurt.
You get crossed up. They're not going to talk, so usually after a missed call, miscommunication, they'll talk.
Pass ball charge to Cervelli. Not that that run means all that much other than to Vasquez's ERA. He needs to get the next 3 batters.
I was going to say no wild pitches, no WPs tonight, but there was one previously.
Yes. That particular wild pitch or WP on your scorecard came in the 3rd inning. How we doing there, Robbie?
Lucky grab.
Lucky grab, huh? Yeah. That was Trevor Williams like.
Sorry, Robbie, it was there.
And hugs all the way around. Robbie, that's...
He's America's hero, isn't he?
That kid's been asking for a ball all night. I'm very, very happy to give him one. He's been yelling all night for one.
I
Josh
think
Bell
we've
gets
heard
one
him down there.
When Josh Bell comes in, they throw him a ball. Oh, go ahead.
Strike 3 called, and that is the first out here in the 9th.
You know, Robbie was being asked for a ball all night. Had to wait to the 9th inning. Teased the kid all night.
Yeah, what's that all about, Robbie? Kid's asking all night long.
Real quick, Josh Bell takes the ball in from the dugout, and that he takes out to warm up in the next inning, and the kid asks for it all the time, and I feel so bad that Josh keeps it with him to warm up with, so he couldn't give it to Josh, so he was my first target. Happy to do it.
Yeah, but you think you could have earlier.
Hard for me to follow that.
Yeah, just requested a baseball earlier in the game.
I guess it's complicated.
Yeah. Here's Christopher Bostic, the one-time Pirate.
Big first out in the 9th inning. The strikeout of O'Brien.
Picked up from Pittsburgh for cash considerations on August the 12th. Brian Holiday would pinch hit. One ball and 2 strikes now. Felipe Vasquez became the 9th Pirates pitcher ever since saves became an official stat in the late 60s to record as many as 30 saves in a season. That was on Wednesday. 2-2 as Cervelli had to go up and get that one.
Down to cases for the Marlins, down to cases over on the other side for the Pirates. 9th inning stuff. 2-run ball game. Nothing final yet.
Able to fight that breaking ball off.
Making Vasquez work. Let's see what we try this time. Upstairs, you want it down? Gave him the high target, now the low one.
And 3-2 on Bostic.
Don't worry about that guy at second base. He can't beat you. You don't need another base runner right now.
Popped them up. Frazier, 2 outs. And the Marlins are down to their last out here in the 9th.
Well, we have the 7th inning stretch, but a lot of people standing up now looking for out number 27.
About 19,500 on hand tonight as Felipe looks for save number 31. Richard Rodriguez would get his 4th win. He pitched a 1-2-3 7th. Again, the Pirates would get to within 1 game of the 500 mark, be 4 straight victories. There's one on the pinch hitter, Brian Holiday.
And the guy that throws 100 miles an hour can start you off with a curveball, good-looking curveball for a strike. That puts him somewhat in the driver's seat.
One more pitch.
Nothing wrong with a little modest 4-game winning streak, is there?
Not at all.
Enraged that that wouldn't call a strike, although it missed by about 3 inches. Uno más. One more.
There's a Galloway. Came on to play left field a couple of innings back. On deck. To the right side, Frazier, and raise it. Pirates have won 4 in a row. And within a game of the 500 mark.
Yep, they had a little lead, it got away, they got it back and didn't give it up.
Some of the young Pirates contribute. Josh Bell, of course, ends that home run drought, got the Bucks out in front. That home run in the second. Jordan Luplo's home run gave the Pirates the lead in the 7th. 31 saves for Felipe, and Kevin Kramer, a 2-hit night in his first big league start, and he picked up his first Major League RBI. That tied it in the 7th.
Solid win as the Bucks rocket off the field on a Friday night.
Good stuff. Kevin Kramer can smile, so can the Pirates. More to come with Paul and Michael.
All right, Greg and Steve, thank you very much. And it's kind of strange, I would imagine, when you're on the bench watching the game, all of a sudden, you're in there to pinch run. Then all of a sudden, you got a bat in your hand. Then all of a sudden, you hit a 2-run game-winning homer. Nice night for
no
Jordan
big deal,
Luplo.
right?
That worked out well for him.
Yeah, it was a great night for the young guys. They really stepped up in a magical way. Couple first hits, first RBI. It was just a good night all around for the Buccos to really jump out, come back and win that game for Archer and Rodriguez, who actually got the win. But you got to be excited about what you're seeing out there with these young guys and what they're capable of.
And obviously, you didn't want to see Archer lose on one swing of the bat. He pitched well. Obviously, he didn't like that pitch that he gave up to Brinson. However, you didn't want him to take the loss because of that.
Yeah, no question. It was the act of the 6th inning once again. He pitched so good in Atlanta for 5 innings. The 6th inning got him there. He gave up a couple hits there, a couple runs there in Atlanta. Same thing tonight. He's got to get over that hump, which he will, but he continues to show the growth. He had 6 strikeouts tonight. He had his good stuff early on. Him and Cervelli were going back and forth again. Put Cervelli in that rocking chair. But the young guys are what did it all tonight for me. They were outstanding. Good step up.
Speaking of which, Robbie Ince-Mikowski is standing by with one of the young guys, Kevin Kramer. Robbie, take it away.
How about your first big league hit, first big league RBI, and first big league run scored for Kevin Kramer in front of his parents, his brothers, his wife, and more extended family. 12 people made the trip from California, and they got to witness a night like tonight. How special is that for you, Kevin?
Yeah, it's amazing, and I wouldn't be here without them. They have been there for me every step of the way, and obviously just a special night, and glad that they could be here for it.
Your first big league start, obviously very productive, a very memorable night for you. You get your first at-bat on Wednesday. How much did that help relax yourself a little bit?
Definitely. I mean, that experience just to be able to get in the box and to feel what it feels like, I think that helped me today. Obviously still, nervous. There's still butterflies in there, a lot of anxious energy, but I think that I was able to harness that energy a little bit better today than I did on Wednesday, and being able to feel what it feels like was huge for tonight.
Your first big league hit was a no-doubter, base hit that went to right field. What's your reaction as soon as you make the contact and when you get to first base?
I just wanted to make sure I kept on running, honestly. Once I got to first base, it kind of hit me, and obviously with KB there to give me a hug and say congratulations. He was with me for most of my minor league career, so that was special too. And just to kind of soak it all in, and the first baseman said congratulations, so that was cool as well.
When you look around you in the dugout, you got Kevin Newman, a lot of guys you grew up with in the minor leagues in the organization. How much does that help one another in terms of your readiness and preparedness and confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, what a great bunch of guys, the whole team. They've been nothing but welcoming for me, and to be able to ask questions to guys that have already been up here, for a year or 2 years or even just a month. That's been huge for me to get comfortable and to be able to just focus on baseball.
So you get the ball. What are you going to do with it from your first big league hit? Any immediate plans?
No immediate plans right now. We'll have to think about that one for a little bit.
Sounds like there's going to be some negotiating going on as whether that goes mom and dad, Kevin keeps it, whatever. It doesn't matter, Paul. Kevin Kramer, a big leaguer, and now is in the stat sheet with a hit, RBI, and runs scored.
Yeah, nothing like a first start that's that memorable. Absolutely incredible. And as we promised during the course of the broadcast, it is time for the Miller Lite True Hold moment. And it was kind of unlikely considering Jordan Luplow came into the ball game as a pinch runner. Then he gets a bat in his hand, and he knows what he's doing there. And that is our Miller Lite True Hold moment as he hits a 2-run, game-winning home run in the 7th inning. And that is our Miller Lite Hold True moment. And certainly that worked out rather well.
Yeah, it was absolutely outstanding. The guy turned on 100, hit it the opposite way. Like, the fact that he just threw that barrel out there was outstanding, man. It speaks volumes for him.
All good. All is well that ends well, and there is a very happy significant other. As the Pirates make it 4 in a row, they win it by the score 5-3. Michael and I will break it all down next when we give you Pirates postgame. That is presented by the Allegheny Health Network. Bucks win, Bucks win. Vasquez with his 21st straight save, the most in the major leagues right now for consecutive saves. Things going well for the Bucks as they win 4 times in a row. Michael and I will break it all down next on Pirates postgame, all right here on AT&T Sportsnet.